Yes, this is Commissioner, again, as for this date of the 18th, and we're going to have a continuation due to on the agenda was the extension update, but due to the roads and the weather and stuff, they were a little late getting here, so this again is a continuation, so starting with that, if either one of you, Cleaner, or whoever would like to start off on the extension update.
Yes, hi. I apologize again for our delay. So we met in early December, but we wanted to come in the new year and say hello officially in terms of your new role, Commissioner Doolittle, and introduce ourselves in terms of an overview of kind of what we do in the context of what we've been up to lately. So for me, covering agriculture and natural resources and horticulture, winter is educational workshop time. So we finished up our winter rancher roundtable speaker series. In December, we had a calving workshop in Whitehall. And then in late January, we had a cattle nutrition and vaccine workshop in Boulder at the fairgrounds. Both had okay attendance, 15, 20. We also were in Ennis doing soil fertility in November, and we're in Sheridan in January, talking about large carnivore livestock conflict mitigation, which we will then bring that topic to Jefferson County in the upcoming months. 2 weeks ago, I went to Billings for a statewide soil health symposium to learn about various aspects of soil health as it relates to farmers and ranchers, and hoping to bring back some potential speakers and just topics for indoor programming and also rancher field days for the summer of 25. Last week, we were in Three Forks. We hold an annual crop school and we collaborate with Broadwater and Gallatin counties at the livestock auction barn. Had about 60 people come, or 60 people RSVP'd, but with the weather over the last week, we had about 40 people show up.
Not bad.
And then tomorrow in Whitehall, we have a grizzly conflict mitigation workshop planning session. We have NRCS, FWP, Jefferson County, a rancher and nonprofits represented to just talk about workshops that we can plan in Jefferson County. I know last May, I think there was one that FWP had in Boulder. We weren't part of that, but we're connected with FWP now to say, okay, let's plan some more. And is it going to be in Whitehall and or Basin? They mentioned Basin as a target community for grizzly conflicts. So I think we need to, think about who's the target audience. Is it ranchers? Is it any resident? Is it specific communities like Basin? And when we want to have the workshops and then get it planned. In 2 weeks, we have a windbreak / shelter belt presentation in Whitehall. That's open to the public in collaboration with the Whitehall Garden Club. And that'll lead up nicely to the April delivery of the DNRC seedling trees that every year people order that. Did you order any?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I used to deal with the deliveries.
Yeah. And so that's been a really popular program as a conservation minded way to get very young trees, seedlings and small. Yeah. And so knowing that not all of them are gonna make it, but folks who are looking to prevent erosion, put in shelter belts, wildlife consideration, so as not to compete with the private nurseries that are for profit and selling trees. So that'll be in April sometime, that delivery. And yeah, other than that, this winter, hay samples, a lot of people wanting nutritional testing, nitrate testing before they feed for calving, and handing out water testing kits, which we have at the office for people on well water. And that's all I have going on this winter right now. Any questions?
Anybody coming in and visit you personally? I'm going to be having any interaction that way, or more so out in the community.
Less in the winter in general, but I would say more so it's phone and email and can you come to my property? More walk-ins in the summer and people bringing samples into our office in the summer.
How's the GLDC moving out affected you? Moving out of the office down there?
How has it affected us? Mail and calls for them that we're redirecting. I mean, it's been less than a year, right? So like some of that, just, cleaning up that stuff that we would share. Little less walk-in traffic, just because they're going to a different place to see people that they're looking for. Can't think of other ways it's affected us. A little
No,
more
that's fine.
storage room that we have.
Yeah, a little more room.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
Sounds like you've been busy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been all good stuff.
So I'm Marissa, I do the 4-H program. So every year I try to think strategically of what our kids need in our program. And so this year it is leadership and livestock. Those are the two areas that my programming is focused on. So on the leadership aspect, I did 3 club officer trainings in the last couple of months. So we have 22 fully trained club officers. I've already noticed an improvement in the minutes that they send to my office. And it was really exciting to hear that the kids enjoyed the training and started thinking about ways to make their club meetings better and ways to improve their 4-H year as kids in leadership. So that was really exciting to hear.
Marissa, was that in the whole county? I mean, one up here, one down there, was that? in
We
particular,
did
or-
3. I did one in Ennis, one in Twin, and one in Whitehall. I try to get like the main areas of where a large group of our kids are living at. With all of my programming, I tend to do the same program in multiple locations. I will also be investing this year in our Junior Leaders Club a little bit more than I have in the past. This is a group of teenagers that have identified themselves as leaders and wanting to develop their own leadership skills. So I met with them a couple weeks ago and they let me know that they're interested in public speaking and wanting to improve that. And so I'll be creating some programmings for those kids to give them the training that they need and some opportunities for them to step into that. This is a really special group of kids. It always is, but I feel like this year it is extra special. They're wanting to give back to the community and they're wanting to develop their own leadership skills instead of just look for small opportunities. They're looking for large opportunities, and that's really cool. I'm really looking forward to developing them a little bit and partnering with those club leaders. On the livestock side, we had our first livestock judging workshop in January, and we had 6 kids attend that, and that was between FFA students and 4-H students. Each month, we will be focusing on a different species that we will be learning about, as well as working on reasons. So what reasons are, is if you aren't familiar with livestock judging, is the students will stand in front of a judge and orally defend why they placed a class a certain way. So the thing I like about livestock judging is it's very focused on livestock and creating genetics within your herd of strong livestock that go along with the breed requirements for those, but also it's equally focused on the public speaking aspect. And I think it's a really exciting thing that we're bringing to our community for the first time this year in a long time. We had it maybe a decade ago, but we're bringing it back for our kids now. I'm partnering with 2 club leaders to make this happen, and they are both very excited for this new opportunity for our kids. And then our 4-H Council, which does both Madison and Jefferson counties, they are focusing quite a bit on subcommittees this year. We've had some meetings to figure out ways that we can streamline our fair experience a little bit more and make sure that we're not missing any areas, as well as developing some of the awards for our breeding projects. That is something that is a group of projects that we're seeing develop and grow. So we are wanting to invest a little bit more into those kids to make sure that they are celebrated just as much as our market kids are. So all in all, we're just trying to make it easier and more enjoyable for our families when they go to fair. Coming up in the next couple of months, we'll be having our weigh-in for the Jefferson County Fair. We've already weighed in our 1 steer this year. Steer's name is Tabasco, and he is on his way to being the right weight for a fair. We will be doing a group of pigs as well as some market lambs this year, so that'll be in the next couple of months. And we will also be having a 4-H career day in May. So this is an opportunity for our kids to kind of connect the dots between what their favorite 4-H project is and careers that can lead into that. So they are developing skills right now in 4-H that can then benefit them in a career later on. So we are working on that. Really excited about it. We're going to open it up to all of the different school districts as well as the 4-H clubs in the neighboring counties. So hopefully we'll have a couple hundred kids there being inspired. That's the goal. And then, so that's happening in May. And then in June, we will be having our first backpacking trip as well as 4-H camp. So That's what we've got on our 4-H side of things. Do you guys have any questions?
Other than those that come to you, do you do any recruitment? Such, so they get an idea of what 4-H is all about, or like what you're talking about?
Yeah, I don't do a whole lot of recruitment. We have the wonderful issue right now is our clubs are getting very, very full. And so part of what I'm doing is trying to develop our volunteers and hopefully encourage some to start new clubs so that we have some more space for new kids coming in. We have clubs that are 30 to 50 kids, which is a lot. It's a lot of responsibility put on those club leaders who have their own kids and their own family activities. So right now we're not doing a whole lot of advertising. However, that was one area that our 4-H, our junior leaders specifically were wanting to look into and try to figure out how to encourage more kids to join.
Thank you. Mr. Do you have any other? If not, you guys have any questions?
Where are you going backpacking?
We don't know yet. I'm gonna work with Megan Dawson, who's one of our club leaders, and her family does a whole lot of backpacking. So they told me about one particular location, and honestly, I don't remember. That conversation happened over the summer, but we got a grant from the Jefferson Valley Foundation, Community Foundation, to purchase backpacking gear. So we have enough for 10 kids. And it's going to be a really fun opportunity for them to learn about some survival skills as well as natural resource identification, and it's going to be a really fun event.
Take them to Spanish people in this area.
Humble them.
We want to go easy on them.
Have
What is-
them hike up a andesite shell slough off to Beehive Creek in August and it still throws them over.
We want them to want to do it again.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? If not, then we adjourn now. Thank you.
Second one.
For real?
All right.
So, I don't know what.
So no white tail.